Hello, welcome to the Nerd Council and Ensigns. Never mind, how my name is Ludo.
My name is Timmy.
I'm Ryan.
How's it going, guys?
No, I'm hungover, bro. I'm hungover.
Yeah,
I went out last
thank
night.
you.
I said to myself that recording the podcast today, so when I go out, I'm gonna have a few drinks, and I'll be good. No, 3 bottles of Moscato,
Wow.
another bottle of rum, half a bottle of gin. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm just tired today, man.
It's never just a small drink.
Mixing drinks, you know. That's why I was out as well last night. I had a few drinks, a few beers, a couple pints.
Bro, I had the busiest Saturday myself, bro. I was out, obviously had an away game in Southend, and after that came home, chilled. Then obviously I went out Shoreditch, last one out on it because obviously apparently we're gonna go into another lockdown or whatever. So
what was the place they've closed down in Shoreditch now? It's the Ace Hotel, isn't it?
Ace Hotel, yeah.
Yeah, that's mad, bro.
Yeah, man, that place was a staple.
For real.
Yeah, man. But I'm not surprised though. A lot of these nightclubs are gonna be able to reopen, innit?
Yeah.
Anytime soon, so they're fading. So
Yeah.
have to cut the losses and make moves, innit?
Yeah,
A lot of nightclubs have even pivoted to be like day bars and stuff like that.
That's the right move to make, to be honest with you, because like no one can really go clubbing anymore. We can't really have that kind of gathering and shit. So yeah, I mean, the day bar makes sense, but
they need to do something as well. Like they can't, like you said, they can't stand still. Otherwise, they'll just fade away. So they need to.
We got business.
All right, cool. Yeah, cracking with some news.
All right, so Xbox announced or they revealed the Xbox Series S, not the X, the S, and then they dropped the prices for the new console. So the Xbox Series X is going to be £449, and then the Xbox Series S is going to be £249 with a launch date for both of November the 10th. Initially, I was going to get the X in it because I was like, I'm going to get both, you know, end the console war type thing. But for me, the S seems like the most perfect choice, especially if you're someone who's not had an Xbox in ages or wants to play an Xbox without having to fork out nearly £500 for a new console. But it looks good. I like it. It's small. It's tiny. It can fit in my drawer if I don't want to play it.
I saw the photo of like the screenshot from that video and of the guy actually had it in the video before it was released.
Yeah.
On his shelf. It's so small. I mean, I'm happy with the pricing for both consoles.
Yeah.
I'm glad because sometimes what you'll find is, say for example, something's $499. Yeah. Sometimes it's just £499 as well.
Yeah.
Which obviously, but they haven't done that. They've obviously like done the exchange, which is quite good on Microsoft's side. I'm going to go for the more expensive one, so the X. I'm going to get that. I'm going to do it in reverse. I'm going to get the cheaper. I'll get the digital PlayStation. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
I do want to see Sony's pricing as well. So we'll have to wait until whatever day it is next week.
They've got a reveal or something scheduled for Wednesday. So hopefully they announce the pricing, a launch date, and maybe even another console. I don't know, because I feel like because Xbox and PlayStation are always in conversation with each other, despite what people might think. So they know what each other is dropping in it. So if PlayStation announced a third console, that's smaller and cheaper, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but do you think it's overkill? Do you think there's any need for a third though? I think
not right now. No, not right now.
I think it depends on pricing, because obviously the digital and the disc versions of the console are going to vary in price.
Yeah,
but they might produce a cheaper one, just the same way that Xbox has done with the S, in it.
But isn't Xbox cheaper one just the digital one?
It's a digital one, but it's got a smaller storage. And I think the only difference is
a bit of a worry, to be honest. Even for the price, that's not a lot of storage when you compare it. If you look at typically games, which especially when you do updates, like for example, like Warzone or Red Dead or GTA, it's not actually a lot of memory.
Yeah, I think the way I see it, I think the S is for people who aren't sure if they want. Okay, so I think the S is for people who either are heavy PlayStation users and want to get a second console, or people who aren't sure that they want to get into Xbox or get into gaming in general and want to.
I also think it's just a financial thing as well. Some people might not
absolutely.
In time the way now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
On a new console, so but they still want to play games, so something that's a bit more affordable.
But what I find interesting is that Xbox are also offering both consoles on finance.
Yeah, on a payment plan, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see.
That's a relatively new thing, right?
Yeah, like I've never like on the they say it from the jump, like you'll be able to buy the consoles on finance from the Microsoft website. I think through Klarna. I think everyone's doing Klarna now, but I'm very surprised by that because I would have thought they would have been like, okay, you got to buy it flat outright. You know, ain't no finance things over here. You got to fork over all your money. I think pre-orders start from the 28th of September or 25th of September, something like that. But it's gonna be interesting to see how, you know, when PlayStation announce theirs and their prices, how the things will shape up. But yeah, for me the S looks good. The S looks good. I think both consoles do look good. But
cool. Segue into our next bit of, you know, console pricing. The PlayStation 5 pre-order starts for they get a gold version coming out. 24K gold version is gonna be up to £8,000.
Yeah, I saw this.
For the fully gold version, 24 carats.
So I think some companies creating like they do like solid gold stuff all the time, but they're creating a 24 carat PS5. I don't know who's gonna buy that, but someone will. Someone from Dubai.
Of course.
Someone will buy it, but it's pointless.
I mean, for some people, £8,000 is nothing. Like,
that's chicken change for some people.
It's pocket money. Like, so if you can see, go on.
Yeah, like it's just. I mean, yeah, like essentially it is, but I mean, anyone buying that, it's just not really necessary, innit? It's only to like feed their own ego or whatever. If anyone buying it,
man, people want to start, innit?
Yeah, but like, why would you not want to say you got a 24 carat PlayStation 5?
Gold PlayStation 5.
You better make sure you're good at it then. If you're going to spend that many, if you're going to spend peas on a PlayStation like that, you better be good. Because if you're still getting slapped online, then...
Imagine them smashing their console after losing that card.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's $8,000 down the toilet.
$8 down the drain.
But after a couple of years, they start hearing the fan going.
Oh, man.
They had a noise in that.
Cool. Robert Downey Jr. confirms he's all done with Marvel. Do you guys believe him?
I think, is he not going to do What If?
Don't know.
I mean, I would hope so. I mean, if he's not going to do What If, then fine. But
I kind of want it to be done, innit?
No, he has to be done. He's been doing this for 10 years. He's done.
Like, it's the way he signed up. The way he signed up.
Yeah, it was so.
Like they even had like that Spider-Man movie, which was like Spider-Man dealing with the fact that
he's gone.
Iron Man's gone. You can't go back now, innit? Just like, leave it.
Did you see the I think it was an article, I think in what's his name? Who plays Thor? Come on, I'm so bad with names. Yeah, Chris Hemsworth. He said that the script for that he wants to continue playing Thor for the long run. And
I saw that as well,
for Thor, Love and Thunder got him more excited than when he played Thor in Ragnarok.
But I thought you enjoyed Thor Ragnarok though.
He did. But he said like the script for Love and Thunder looks better. But to me, I don't think that really instills confidence that the film's going to do well. I don't know. I'm still very unsure about this film.
Yeah, go either way. I'm very unsure of it as well. I think that the concept of it is very good, but I'm not sure I trust them to execute it.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? But if he wants,
I'm thinking also with the name of the film, Love and Thunder, does it mean like Thor falls in love with someone who then becomes Thor, you know, or something like that? Or are we getting the Guardians coming back into it? Obviously, like what direction is this movie going to be taking?
Well, I think it's going to be Jane Foster.
Yeah, him and Jane.
And Jane becoming Thor, I guess. But we'll see. We'll have to see.
But if Jane does become Thor, isn't that a segue for Chris Hemsworth to, like, you know, leave the MCU?
Well, that's what
even though he might want to carry on doing it.
That's what everyone thought, but he's saying otherwise. He's saying he wants to carry on. I read the article as well.
Yeah. Do you think that's him putting pressure on obviously Marvel to say not to like write him out?
They might spin it. It might be a case where we've got two Thors, like we've got a female Thor and a male Thor.
Yes.
We don't know because
you've got a Thor in the Avengers and you've got another Thor with the Guardians.
The Guardians, yeah, exactly.
That would be pretty cool if Jane was with the Avengers and
Thor be with the Guardians, isn't it?
Yeah,
that'd actually be pretty sick.
That's a shout.
I know you said that. That's actually pretty sick. Yeah. Yeah, Marvel do that.
Yeah, trust.
Right. Don't be giving your ideas away for free, bro.
I
Mate,
know,
mate,
run
compare that. Man, fuck that now. Compare that shit.
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
cool.
Let's do it.
Silk live action TV series is being developed at Sony Picture TV.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm feeling a type of way about this. I can't lie because
Why is that?
why we're getting a Silk live action series before a Miles Morales one.
I think that's more to do with the fact we got a Miles Morales movie in some capacity. It was animated, but
Yeah, but you see I think that's my I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it, innit? But it's the fact that the one time we got Black Spider-Man, he got flinged into animation in it. But now everyone else is getting freaking live action shit in it. I don't know. I may be looking into it too much, but
You think with like Miles Morales live action, it's a bit techie because of like obviously
Spider-Man,
MCU.
yeah.
So with this,
Also
it's
Venom as well, if you can put that
a
into
lot
it as
easier
well.
to do animated than it is obviously live action.
To me, also, I would probably go down that direction with you, but because Silk, she's Korean American.
oh yeah, true. Okay, yeah, fine,
So
fair.
she's a I hate to
She's a
use
minority,
the
yeah.
word,
Okay, no fair.
she's a POC as well, so
Yeah.
she's a marginalized character as well. So it's not necessarily think, oh, the black person is being shagged on this particular
Okay,
point
fair
of view.
enough. Fair enough. I'll take that. But yeah, if they are doing a sort of live action TV show, I'll watch that because Silk's a cool character. She's a cool character.
Yeah.
You think it'll be any good though? Like the quality of the show.
That's the question.
That's something that remains to be seen. To be fair, but something obviously they're trying to do their own TV shows as well. So we don't have nothing to base it on. So I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt with their Sony Pictures TV. We haven't seen, like for example, CW shows. We can go, cool. The next show that's coming out, that's gonna be rubbish because we've seen what they've been bringing out.
Yeah,
Sony Pictures, we have nothing there.
Wait, no, does Sony not have a track record? Has Sony not made TV shows before? Like at all? They must have. They must have something.
Well, not in this new world we're in.
Right, fair. Okay, yeah. Fine. I think the question is who they're going to get to play her. Hopefully someone up and coming. I think that's just something I always appreciate, that when they are doing titles like this, that they use up and coming actors, not the same old faces.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to actually name a face. I can't lie to you, but we'll see. We'll have to see if they are going to do a Silk TV show. Somehow they have to link it to the wider verse of thing.
The whole Spider-Verse.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we might get some multiverse action. You never know. All those Spider-Based characters are always they're naturally interlinked with the multiverse, Spider-Verse, because their lore is all about that anyway.
They can also do it like if you see how the new Gotham TV show, which is going to be obviously like it's wider related to the Batman movie, which could be on HBO Max. So they're not like that, so it could be linked to it, like kind of similar like that.
Cool. The Titans actor shares his DC comic homework to play Red Hood.
I know you've been waiting for this. I can see you rubbing your hands here.
I've been waiting my whole life. Yeah, so we're gonna be getting in the new seasons of Titans. Jason Todd's gonna be finally turned into Red Hood. I don't know how they're gonna do that. Is he gonna actually die and come back to life, or is he just gets a makeover?
I think it's gonna be a very big like change to how they go about doing it, because obviously we haven't even seen the Joker. So
exactly,
that storyline to change massively, which to me it doesn't bother me in it, not that much, not at all, because you can see obviously why they have to do it in a different way.
I mean, they could still put the Joker in there somewhere, I think, but I think it always comes down to when the Joker's introduced to mediums. People always like, oh, but do we really need the Joker? What about what's his face that died? Freaking. Who played Joker that died? Always Jared Leto, innit? Not Jared Leto. What? Shit. He played Joker in the Nolan films. Heath Ledger. There we go. Sorry, I'm really bad with names, guys. I'm really bad. So yeah, if they were to introduce Joker, they was gonna be like, but Heath Ledger did Joker better. We don't need another Joker. Blah blah blah. But I think they should put Joker in there just for the authenticity of having like a Red Hood story.
But the thing is, I think the way the show's like set up, like the way the series is, I don't think they'd be able to introduce him well, explain it, create the story.
And just for Jason as well, he's too big of a character.
All within one story, one season, because we've had 2 seasons and there's been no mention of him. To me, it wouldn't. I don't see them being able to do it well. So yeah,
I mean, they mentioned Batman though. They mentioned Batman a few times.
Yeah, exactly. But even then, that was like in a limited capacity. We didn't see him that much.
Yeah, I mean, Batman goes without saying it being mentioned, because it's so
but see, I don't think they need to actually show Joker like the same way they showed Batman. Is the same way they could show Joker in that sense. Not like you don't need to have like him always like full screen all the time type thing. It could be a case of where maybe like a
Just
cutaway
flashback type thing.
or flashback type thing, like, or like just some kind of sequence where it ends up with Joker killing Jason Todd somehow. But
Also, but my idea is not to include Joker. It can be any sort of event that,
Right.
for example, the Titans go on a mission and somehow Jason dies and he thinks they leave him and he comes back. Instead of he's having his vendetta, naturally for Batman, he has a vendetta for the Titans.
right?
instead.
Okay,
So
yeah.
they just switch up that way and he becomes
like
Robin
Dick
Hood that
Grayson,
way.
maybe.
Like,
Or
for
maybe
example, even in Young Justice, we got Jason Todd. He came back. It was Red Hood, but he came back. He doesn't remember himself, but he's chilling with Ra's al Ghul. So we can see he's going down that avenue.
Yeah.
All right. Jason Momoa shows his support for Ray Fisher.
What's happening at DC, bro?
Mate, I don't know what's happening, but whatever's happening is necessary. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, Ray Fisher's clearly on like a vendetta, getting like retribution for everything that was done to him on the set, and I'm glad that someone like Jason is being vocal and supporting him. I'm waiting for the rest of the cast to do so, but like, yeah, he needs all the support he can get. We need to have everyone standing with Ray Fisher at this moment in time.
Who else has supported him? Has Ezra Miller supported him?
I haven't heard anything from anyone else, bro. It's literally just listen.
Stacey Clements has, the actor who plays Iris.
Yeah, she has, yeah.
And I said it, like, I expect at some point, I expect the cast to come out, because it was like, there was obviously small rumors before that things weren't going well, innit? So I think all cast would have felt that. And I think they all need to at some point. They all need to come out and support him, innit?
They do.
I'm also thinking, don't you think everyone else, the cast, also have their own gripes with obviously Warner Brothers themselves?
Probably.
I don't think it can't just be
Ray Fisher.
Ray
Yeah,
Fisher.
no,
I think
absolutely
they
not.
must have their own gripes and things that happen behind the scenes.
Because the issue is, like, with Ray being the one that's, you know, mentioning all this, it just looks like he's being the loud, angry black man, woe is me, quote unquote, trying to play the victim. But the other cast must have issues and probably don't want to speak up because, you know, it'll hurt their bag or hurt a check. But it's the right thing to do. There's no point having your castmate who clearly went through something and you're quiet and you're being silent about it. That's not right. So,
and especially, I would say, like, for example, I'll probably allow it if, like, there were lower level actors trying to get in the game, but these guys are big people.
Yeah,
their support, like, they're too big to not get blacklisted and things of that nature. Yeah. So them, I expect it even more. And for Iris, the person playing Iris, to be supported first. And I personally don't know, you guys might, but she seems like a smaller actor compared to the other guys. Maybe just a black woman thing supporting black men, but yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would get blacklisted at this point, because I think the way Ray's gone about it, he sort of, and I think was it either Warner Media or Warner Brothers, they tried to put out a statement which turned out it was obviously not true, and he basically proved that it was, like, completely, like, not factual. So everyone knows that they're in the wrong, and everyone knows he's done nothing wrong whatsoever, in it. So I don't really see anyone getting blacklisted.
Yeah,
because it looks like he's going to come out on top. Hopefully he will, because obviously what went on was not right.
Absolutely. Agreed.
All right, cool. The boys, Amazon users review they bombing season 2 because of the release schedule. So a lot of the people that watch obviously The Boys are very angry the way Amazon have released.
I saw 1 out of 5 stars and people just complaining.
Yeah, because obviously for season 1 they released all in one.
Yeah.
And season 2 they released the first three episodes. Now they're doing it weekly every Friday. So, like, obviously it's still a very good season, but people are so angry at the way they release it. Why did they change it up now?
Because I watched The Boys after it had all been released. Yeah, I watched it quite late, season 1. And when I saw the post about all the reviews, I instantly just thought, well, to be honest, these lot are just entitled. It's a TV show; they can release it in whatever format they want. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're just a consumer. Who are you to sort of, like, dictate how it's released? But now hearing that the first season they released it in a different format, in the second they've changed it. That's a bit. Why would you do that kind of thing? Innit? It seems like
it can be very jarring.
Yeah, exactly. If you've done the first season, you released it all in one, then you should probably just do the second the same way.
Yeah.
But is it a situation where it's just like, maybe they want you to not just binge it all in a day?
Hey, that's what I did. Literally, that's what I did.
I mean, I get it. Yeah,
I binged the first season all in a day.
To follow week by week. Even the first week they released 3 episodes, and then this week they only released 1. Now it's 1 episode weekly.
They should have at least done like 3-3-3 instead of like just like 3-1-1. But I don't see the point in like giving it like poor reviews because this goes scheduling. That doesn't really make sense. Like review the show because of what the show is delivering, not because of a scheduling issue. I think that's kind of shit. I think that's petty. That's mad.
Yeah, it is very petty.
It's petty, but hey, man, we live in a petty medium.
You don't stay with like 1-star review. How dare you?
Literally, how dare you? I want to binge.
I wanted to binge the show.
Yeah, I know Ludo left one of them reviews on
He
there.
definitely did, man. Got a couple burner accounts. I was like,
yeah,
I'm making bare different emails like, yo, what's going on here, bro? Jeff Bezos, I want to have a word.
oh man, oh my headache.
Cool.
Oh shit.
Old-ish, a third Blackish spin-off starring Lawrence Fishburne and Jennifer Lewis is in development at ABC.
They're gonna drag this ish shit out, man.
I'm tired-ish.
They're gonna make a baby-ish. They're gonna make a granddad-ish. They're gonna like every ish you can think of. They're gonna do it,
bro.
Like, did anyone actually watch Grownish when it first dropped?
No.
Nah. Okay. I was expecting a better answer to that.
Did you watch Grownish?
I think I remember watching. Wait. It was. What was the first season? The first season was
Blackish.
That's the one. Blackish is the one I was talking about. So yeah, I watched Blackish when that first dropped, and I found that funny. And then they did the spin-off. I was like, nah, I'm not like the family dynamic in Blackish is what made the funny. Show. Yeah, it made the show to me. Doing the spin-off of her going to college ain't gonna cut it for me personally. I'm not a fan. Wait, aren't they doing another one with the mum and like whitish?
Whitish?
Or something like that, because like the mum is mixed race, isn't it? In the show.
Okay.
So they were gonna do something about her growing up, with her mum and dad. I can't remember. I think I might have seen that somewhere, or it might have been another episode. I'm not sure, but they definitely said they were working on something in that regard there. Another ish. I don't know. It's those issues, man. But we'll see. But yeah, RoboCop prequel series is in the early stages of development, but it won't feature RoboCop. What?
It's a prequel.
Then why make it? I didn't want to see that.
Is it him as a cop before he becomes RoboCop? Like, who is it?
No, it don't feature his character at all. It just features what people do to reach that level of scientific achievement to rebuild a person.
No interest whatsoever. And growing up, the original RoboCops, they were like my favorite films growing up. I don't know why, but I loved them. I literally just used to watch them over and over. I had it like on that's it. I had it, and I just literally just used to watch that shit over and over again.
Rewind the thing and that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
moving on. Ryan, you might appreciate this one. Rumor that Cole Sprouse will play Sanji in a One Piece live action on Netflix.
What? Absolutely
nah. Again, cancel it. Cancel the show. Cancel it right away.
But I might appreciate it. Firstly, live action anime is no.
Is a no.
Secondly, Cole Sprouse.
Nah.
No. Stick to it, bro. Come on, bro. You ain't Sanji.
Cole Sprouse even posted a picture of like him and Sanji side to side on Instagram.
Nah.
Like he had like the toothpick and the bandana wrapped around his neck and that and the
not my Sanji, bro.
Nah.
Right, not feeling it.
No.
Nah. Cancel it. Netflix, cancel that shit, man. Nah. We don't need a One Piece movie.
Yeah, and I mean the One Piece first. I don't know if Sanji's actually meant to be Japanese.
He's French. I'm reading.
All right, fair enough.
Is he? No. Wait. Is he French or does he just speak French because he's a chef?
He's French. I was reading it.
Are you sure?
I do know a lot of the characters are sort of to be portrayed from different countries. To be fair, I did know that.
He's French. Sanji's French.
Even so,
Cole Sprouse can play a Frenchman.
Cancel it.
And Monkey D, probably Japanese. I don't know.
Cancel the show, man. Don't make it. I don't care. No more live action anime. Just stop it.
You know the bad thing is, it seems like nobody, like from what I've seen, just like on internet, social media, that nobody's actually here for live action animes. But
it doesn't work. It never works.
Right.
They still proceed in doing it. Why do you think that is? Like it doesn't work. Why do you think that?
I don't know. Really. I think
because, for example, comics it transitions well into like live action, and I'm not saying comics and mangas are the same thing, but the similarities there, no?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but honestly, I couldn't even tell you why it don't work. In it,
I think
like no matter the anime, it just for some reason they don't transition well.
I think with anime, it's like you're condensing. You're condensing potentially what is hundreds and hundreds of episodes into an hour and a half. I think that's my main issue. It's like it's not even like you're taking like a particular arc or you're taking like a particular couple episodes. You want to take the entire yeah, exactly. Yeah, like for example, the Bleach one they did, they condensed the entire like the first like 50 or no, not 50 episodes. Like so Ichigo getting his powers, saving Rukia, and then going Soul Society in like an hour and a half. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. And they always get things wrong. It's like they take the creative license they've been given and run mad with it. It's never true to what the original material is. I think that's what part of the issue is. And also,
that reminds me of like the Dragon Ball Z movie when they made
exactly.
I can't remember a spirit bomb to, like, to heal people. Like, bro, did you even watch Dragon Ball Z?
You know, I've never watched that movie the whole way through.
Nah.
Bro, yeah, it's an eyesore.
I've never seen it before.
I've not even watched the Avatar live action.
Don't do it.
I've not even watched them.
That movie gets me mad. That movie gets me so irate, bruv.
It stinks.
Oh man. And then even like I don't know if you heard, but the Netflix remake of the movie that they were planning, the original creators of Avatar have dropped out of it because
they didn't like it.
They didn't like it. So again, they're fucking it up.
That's how you know. That's a very bad sign, isn't it? Yeah. So listen, Netflix, if you're listening, stop. No more anime live action. No.
Please,
it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I know we know you got money. We know you got money to blow. I need to fix the books and stuff, but nah, it's enough. Please. Right, finally, Fast and Furious 9, the Fast Saga confirmed that the movies are finally going to space. Why are they going to space?
Right.
How are they going to space?
You see this franchise, yeah? We've said it on here many a times, innit, yeah, that they're sellouts, innit? This is what they are, they're sellouts, yeah? But what I want to know is, are they driving cars in space or are they driving spaceships? Either one is ridiculous.
Do you know what? It's going to be some bullshit.
They're driving space cars.
You can't drive a space car, man. What's a space car? The hell
in
is a space car?
Universe, you can. I don't know what a space car is, but they're gonna make
no gravity in space. How does this work? Like,
man, you can't unless they're gonna drive on a freaking moon. They're gonna drive on a freaking moon. Watch, they're gonna put cars on a freaking moon.
They're gonna have a race on the moon. They're gonna have a race
to the dark. They're gonna race to the dark side of the moon.
Do you know how stupid that sounds? But honestly, I think they'll probably do something dumb like that,
bro. In the spin-off movie, the Black Superman, you think they care about stupid?
I need to watch that film actually.
I'm not watching that at all.
So dumb. Do you know what's mad? I'm gonna watch it anyway. That's the worst thing about this. I'm gonna watch the film.
No, you know what annoys me is there's actually like dedicated Fast and Furious fans out there.
Like how because thing is they love it for what it is, isn't it? It's getting more outrageous and silly. Some people just like that stuff.
I think you have to take it at face value, isn't it?
Exactly for what it is.
Bring back the muscle cars. Bring back the muscle cars. Bring back the drifting. Bring back the nitrous oxide.
Listen, see Tokyo Drift. Yeah, Tokyo Drift is still my favorite Fast and Furious film. I don't care what anyone says. The drifting, fam. Yeah.
Tokyo Drift.
I think they might introduce aliens. They might introduce aliens.
Bro, don't
aliens.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Do you have any desire to watch Dwayne Johnson or The Rock?
Fight aliens in a car. Wait, did he catch a car in one of the films? I swear he did.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him.
Oh my days. This franchise is so ridiculous, but I fucking love it.
He literally moved in and he changed the whole franchise and said, okay,
I'm taking this.
This is mine, yeah.
Oh, man. This episode of the ELGATO podcast is brought to you by ELGATO and the new Wave 1 microphone. Now, I know you're probably thinking this is some generic podcast ad, but mate, you cannot deny the sound quality. The new Wave 1 has allowed us to deliver an incredible audio experience for you guys, while still allowing us to deliver the same great content you all love and enjoy. So go check out the new Wave 1 and see how it can improve your audio content. Now, back to our episode. In today's episode of the ELGATO podcast, we are talking about the late Chadwick Boseman, and I guess his legacy and the future of the Black Panther as a character, Black Panther and Marvel movies, and yeah.
I'd like to first off to say though, obviously, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. You know, it's been a very hard time for the world, and obviously his whole family. Send out our thoughts and prayers to his family. and obviously everyone that connected him in one way, connected with him in one way or another.
I still find it hard to process. I can't even lie. Like, it's weird. I was speaking about this yesterday with a friend of mine. That it took Chadwick dying for me to realize how much of a hero he was, not only to me but to other people. And there's something kind of sad about that, because as much as I loved what he did with Black Panther and I love what he did behind the scenes on the film and with the character, it's like it took him dying for it to really hit home. And yeah, I think that's why I'm still trying to find it hard to process that it took him down for me to realize that I looked up to him so much as an actor and as a person as well. It's just really, yeah.
It's, I mean, for me, it's like looking at, like, obviously talking about his like legacy. Obviously, it's like incredibly sad. But when you look at, I didn't realize. I mean, I did obviously, like, especially during the run for the Black Panther movie, but seeing how many people he actually reached, how many, like, sort of the effect he had when he became Black Panther was crazy. I've not seen an impact like that before with a hero. Like, every kid, like, even black or white, was running around in a Black Panther costume. You even had, like, the younger white kids were saying, I don't care, I want to wear a Black Panther costume, and they were. And it was just crazy to see that, like, sort of impact he had.
I think it just speaks on not only his character but the characters he's played in not only Black Panther but in other films as well. I mean, don't get me wrong. Personally, I haven't seen a lot of Chadwick stuff outside of Black Panther, but he was definitely like a phenomenal actor, and he was always pushing for roles that pushed the envelope, and I guess were roles that spoke to not only Black people as a whole, but to the wider communities as well. I mean, like, he was up to play what's the first Black Samurai?
Black Samurai, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He wanted to play titular roles or titular Black roles in the lead up to. Like you could feel like with everything we know now, we know that he knew he was dying. So in the time.
Obviously, he was dying, but he thought he was going to beat it. That's why he was still taking on these.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why he didn't tell anyone, because obviously, literally, besides out of his family and probably the closest of friends, like, he actually thought he was going to beat it. So that shows the type of fighter and character that he was. He didn't ever let it be an excuse. Obviously, it's not an excuse, because obviously it's cancer. That can obviously put people down. So for him to actually go through cancer, go through the chemo, the thing, and whilst we making all these movies and going on these press runs and all these things of that nature, it just shows how powerful a person he was, and he did all that and became an icon whilst dying, so to speak. And it just shows how messed up this year has really been.
Yeah, it was tough. Like when the news dropped, I thought someone was trolling.
Yeah,
it's TMZ out again. Like, that's something I actually want to say. Like, I'm so glad that it wasn't like some
TMZ
news, some shit mag like TMZ or like the Shade Room that dropped the news first. Like, it came from his family.
Yeah, exactly. So at least they sort of had, like, peace, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
In a sense, obviously not, but they dealt with it, and they get to grieve in the way they want to grieve, which is important.
Sorry, something come off my screen. So did any of you guys actually watch any Chadwick films outside of Black Panther?
Yeah, of course. Of course, like films that include, like films he was in, like in Draft Day, obviously 42, and obviously The Five Bloods. Obviously, I'll probably say my favorite film of him outside of the MCU films probably be 42, where he played Jackie Robinson, the first ever Black baseball player to play in the major leagues, and just shows. Obviously, he played a perfect character. He played Jackie Robinson so well. Jackie Robinson had to take racism from his teammates, fans of his own teams, and fans of other teams, of players of other teams. It just showed how much obviously Black people have gone through a lot, and he's just been playing very powerful characters by powerful people. And it shows us how person he was. And even another obviously in this, you go back to Draft Day, where he plays a potential top pick for the draft, and he plays a brother who's just died for cancer as well, and he's taken on living and taking care of his sister's kids. He just shows the type of powerful stuff he did, man. Even in The Five Bloods as well on Netflix, that was such a good movie, man.
I still haven't seen that. I need to
I need to brush up on my knowledge, because I do I mean, it's a bit of a shame I haven't watched this stuff before outside of the MCU, but now I definitely want to go and watch.
Please do. I was even to watch Marshall myself, where he's a lawyer in during the 1950s, trying to but he's played in so many powerful characters. But you haven't seen The Five Bloods?
No, I've not seen it.
It's on my YouTube. It's on my Netflix list.
Well, one thing I would say in even the movies is he's played. He has even just before Black Panther, he has a regalness about him. He's above all the petty stuff. Even in The Five Bloods, I don't know if it was towards the acting or just them acting, but the way it's not a spoiler, but the way his specific character, the other four veterans revered him. They revered him so well, and just how he was larger than life person. So that's one thing to put. It proper resonated through the screen.
A lot of the comments about Chadwick that came from people close to him was that he was very regal. He very much gave off the vibe of someone who had leadership qualities, who was in a sense he had very kingly qualities about him, and it wasn't just because he played T'Challa. And in fact, if anything, because he had those qualities, he was able to play T'Challa the way he did.
I don't think he would have been able. I don't think if they. I mean, it's easy to say now, but I think if they had a different actor to play T'Challa and to play Black Panther, would that character have been as successful? I'm not 100% sure.
So. Good, because even from the jump, they wanted to give T'Challa an American accent and
a British accent.
Yeah, exactly. The way he fought for that.
Yeah,
the British accent.
Amazing.
The British accent. Sorry, British accent.
And the one thing that said that resonates, he said that why would we give him a British accent? When he was explaining, he said, why would we give T'Challa a British accent when he's from a place that's never been conquered and never been colonized? So by T'Challa getting a British accent just shows he's been colonized mentally.
Yeah, exactly. And he understood why.
He understood everything about what T'Challa represents.
Exactly. And he understood why that couldn't happen, and he fought for that. And that says a lot about him.
Exactly. He could have just gone forward. Yeah, I'm getting a Marvel movie, because Marvel movies are the popular thing. You get a Marvel movie, you're set going forward. He could have said, yeah, let me not rock the boat. I'm getting a Marvel movie. I'm okay. Whatever they say, let's go with it. But he said, no, I've done my research on this character, and he's from a place. He's a king of a place that's never been conquered or colonized ever before, and it's the most highly technically advanced place on the planet. And it's an African country. Those two can coexist. So why should my character have a British accent?
He pushed for so much behind the scenes, man. I don't think the film would have been the way it was if not for him. Yeah.
I feel like the reaction from the cast as well. It was even that, the aftermath. That was quite sad as well. Seeing all the tributes that were sort of poured out to him via people that he's been in movies with, or his castmates in the Marvel movies.
Angela Bassett's post about.
Oh, I read that as well. Yeah, that was sad.
It broke me, man.
A lot of posts, it was so emotional just reading for them, but it just shows how fully connected and touched these people were with him. Obviously, because they went on the long press run, and obviously they were together every single day in the Black Panther movies. But it just shows, because obviously, but obviously sometimes you can just tell when someone's different, And I think Chadwick was one of those different people that just connected and with people in a different way, on a spiritual level. For example, some movies, it just work, Some movies, it just work for actors. But it seemed like the vibe the Black Panther lot had, it was an actual family.
Yeah.
It felt like an actual family. So it literally, even Letitia Wright, she probably definitely saw Chadwick as an older brother. And, So it's not just
it was very much a family vibe on that set.
It was a very family vibe. And I think Chadwick, he made that happen just how he was with everyone around him. So definitely, for a lot, they definitely losing a brother or a son,
Yeah,
I mean, the movie itself, what he done for that movie, it allowed so many things to happen. Even for us guys, obviously the screening we done.
That's right.
We'd never been able to do that. Do you know what I mean? It's just stuff like that. I mean, if you remember online, on Twitter specifically, and just other social media, you could see people in different countries watching the Black Panther movie, how people treated that movie. People were going to the screenings in traditional wear. Mm-hmm. People were really embracing that movie. People took that in, and they wouldn't have done that without him.
Yeah.
And also it broke the myths that black movies don't sell well abroad and one of the things of that nature.
Exactly. Yeah, he pushed boundaries. He broke boundaries.
So many boundaries.
Like it's the only Marvel movie to win an Oscar. In fact, it won 3 Oscars. Like that movie was groundbreaking and not enough. I don't think people really understood the gravity of that film.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the time I can't remember, a lot of the time we clown the Black Panther movie because of, people might be doing too much or being too extra with it because of, it's a black film set in Africa and that type of thing there. But that film had such an impact on everyone. Whether
it was a source of happiness for so many people.
Absolutely. That like I remember going to the premiere with Ludo, and start to finish, that film just resonated me in a totally different way. It's not the best film in the world. Don't get me wrong, it's not the best film in the world. But that film, you could feel like everyone in that theater just resonating with that film in such a way that you're not gonna get from another film, not for a long time. Like, it was such a moment.
Also around that period, I would say the Black Panther movie, it was a movement like worldwide. You're seeing people like literally in the most obscure places. I'm seeing people in Russia turning up with obviously traditional stuff, people in Black Panther clothing, black, white, all creed, and that
people were doing cosplay left, front, and center. Like the imagery that came from that film post launch was just like, for me, it was like it's seeing, for me especially, seeing young black boys and girls looking to this film and being like, that character's me. I could be T'Challa. I could be Shuri. I like that's, and I think that's what I always wanted to take away from the film, that it's impacted a lot of young people to see themselves on screen and see themselves as superheroes. And I think that's probably one of the most powerful messages that we could be taken away from the Black Panther film, that all these young people growing up finally have a character and characters, because it's not just Black Panther. There's the entire cast from even the Border Tribe, the Dora Milaje, everyone in that film. There's people that can reference a character or characters in that film and be like, that's me. That could easily be me. And I think
also with the movie, it did bring up a lot of debate of stuff in the real world in terms of what direction black people should take. Should they take the more Killmonger side? Should they take the Black Panther side? It brought up a lot of conversation.
Absolutely, like, definitely. So powerful. Like, it was very much like, it wasn't a film where a single narrative was being driven about blackness, and it shows that there's differences in blackness. Like we don't always agree on things, but we are so united in the fact that we are black people, and we have common interests and common goals, and we might have to go about it different avenues, but there is still a oneness in being black, and that's just something special from that film, man. Like, yeah.
And wasn't so talk more about Chadwick now. The tweet that was put out on his account, isn't that one of like the most liked tweets ever?
It's the most liked and retweeted tweet of all time.
So I mean that in itself just shows how many people he reached.
Yeah.
Look, just how many people he reached. For it to be the most liked tweet and most retweeted tweet ever, it just shows you how many people it affected, or how many people were like bothered by it, how many people were fans of him. It's nuts, really.
I still can't believe it sometimes, that he's actually God.
I remember waking up, and I think I woke up with something stupid at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I had the notification on my phone from like Sky News or whatever news app it was, and it said like Chadwick Boseman star has died, and I was so shocked. I couldn't go back to sleep. I was awake at that point, and obviously I went online and started seeing everything that was on Twitter, and I was just so shocked.
It's definitely like something that one of those news that hits you in the stomach. You're like, right, what else can they do?
Yeah.
You think this year, the way it's crazy this year, you think there's nothing else that can surprise you, but it's just there's always something around the corner, and this was the next step, the next thing.
2020 has been bloody crazy, man. It's been absolutely crazy. Like, it's been what, 2 weeks since the announcement of his death, and it still feels like it was yesterday. Like, it's mad. It's mad. Like, and I think what's powerful, it's weird because like he had like stage 3 and stage 4 cancer, and he was still doing big blockbuster movies. Like he did what He did Civil War, he did Black Panther, he did Infinity War, he did Endgame. All these big titular blockbuster movies like require a lot of your energy and your time and physical strength, and he was doing all that. Like he was
actually a real life superhero because
he was a real life superhero.
The most healthy person would get tired doing that, being on the set for
physically, mentally, emotionally.
And he was still doing chemo, and he was still doing doctor visits, and still doing all this and doing all that.
And he was still going to all the press tours, the press runs, throwing up the Wakanda Forever sign, making the fans happy. I want to speak
about that. I want to speak about that because a lot of people said for a long time that Chadwick hated doing it. Chadwick absolutely loved doing the Wakanda Forever thing. Like he absolutely loved it. What he hated was people kind of making him do it because do the Wakanda thing, do the Wakanda thing.
Gimmick, yeah, he's not a gimmick.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
when it was genuine, when it was like, I see you, you see me, do the thing. Like, absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. It wasn't a case of like it was corny. It was a case of like he just didn't want people, parading him in front of him. I was like, do the Wakanda thing, bro. It's kind of
making it a gimmick.
Making a gimmick. Nah, like it was a greeting. It was a sign of respect, and that's what I guess people took away from the film when they were like people were doing it to each other. Like they'll be like, all right, my bro, what's up? Yeah, like it's not something
for respect and a proper greeting.
Yeah, absolutely. Like people push that narrative for so long. Like, Chadwick hated doing it. You can see he's tired from doing what kind of thing. Nah, man, he hated doing it as a gimmick. It wasn't a gimmick. There was so many layers to that film where it's not just like another on-screen black performance, whatever you want to call it. Like,
I think you posted it. Maybe I think it was you, Tim. You posted the final scene of the movie on obviously our Twitter account. And if you watch that movie again and you see the final scene, I think that final scene just hits home a little bit more now. Do you know what I mean? It's just even now with what's happened, I think that's like another layer to it now because that final scene, the impact that he had on that kid in the end of that movie, he's had on people in real life.
Yeah.
No, he's had that impact.
Absolutely. Like we're never gonna get another Chadwick Boseman, man. Never. And it's sad that he's gone, but he's left behind an amazing legacy. Like absolutely amazing legacy as an actor, as a person. So we can only be thankful. Okay, let's dive a bit into like the Black Panther movie itself. So obviously, what do we think is going to happen with Black Panther 2 now that obviously we've got no more Chadwick?
I was meant to say, so let me just quickly say, right? I saw one article that was posted on Twitter that they was gonna like write him away, and when I was about to click on the article, like write him out like naturally out of Black Panther like movie. When I was about to click on it, Twitter does a annoying thing when it refreshes.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find the article.
Okay. Because
But it seems like everyone wants Shuri to take up the mantle, right?
I think Shuri was meant to take on the mantle anyway. They had plans to her taking on the mantle. I think it was a case of Shuri would go be Black Panther out in the world, but back in Wakanda, T'Challa would rule. So that since you have two Black Panthers. Sorry, but Ryan, you were going to say something. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say with like the idea of Shuri taking over the mantle, I think naturally it's the only right thing that can happen at this point, because like you said, there was already plans for Shuri to maybe take over the Black Panther mantle, because we've seen the concept designs of her from the first movie, which they didn't use, of her in Black Panther costumes. So there's definitely thought processes behind it. But now, me personally, I couldn't watch another person play Black Panther. It has to be, the legacy has to be passed as a mantle. They can't cast someone else as T'Challa, and I don't think anyone would accept that anyway. But me personally, I wouldn't be able to watch it. So I think that's the only natural course that they can go from this point.
Because someone actually, there was discussion going on Twitter. So I said I had the idea of you give T'Challa a beautiful funeral, like an absolutely beautiful funeral fit of a king, and then you have Shuri obviously taking over the mantle because obviously you're the royal lineage and everything, and then you have resistance of her claiming the title as Black Panther from the Border tribe and Jabari. fling in Namor in there somewhere, and then that could be Black Panther 2.
I feel like the funeral, that funeral you've mentioned, if they could do that they've got the potential there to, although we know it's a film, at the same time, they've got a moment there that they could sort of pay respect to him, sign off, and they could do it in like a beautiful way, just to obviously remember like his legacy.
Yeah.
And also with even in the first movie, there was a lot of spirituality in it, and also obviously Black Panther said obviously in our culture, obviously death is not the end; it's just obviously moving to the next point. Obviously, you even see when he taking obviously the strength of the Black Panther, he goes to see that his ancestors and see his dad, so he can go and finally join them. Like, now is your time to join us, my son, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of spirituality.
Yeah, there is
involved in the Black Panther and the character, the mythos and the ethos of that character. So the funeral will be just an entrance, a gateway to the next life.
Yeah, because they can't just write him out. They can't just be like, okay, we're just gonna mention. Like, I don't want to mention. I want like something concrete.
Yeah, they can't brush over it. They have to. They have to address it. They have to.
Yeah, absolutely have to. But yeah, I think they're gonna. I think they might struggle to, because Black Panther 2 was supposed to come out 2022, I think. So they might struggle with that release date now because of having to rewrite and things like that. But I think it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with the film. They're gonna have to go about it very carefully, because they absolutely should not recast T'Challa.
Yeah,
they cannot, and they should not. And anyone offered that role should decline it ASAP, because it's just not right. It's just not right.
I don't think they would. I don't think they would. I genuinely believe they wouldn't, out of respect, and they just genuinely wouldn't do that.
In the future, though.
But also, secondly, the PR damage they would get out of that would be insane. It would just be a stupid choice anyway.
But do you think they will cast in the future, or like Black Panther will be retired forever?
No. Just leave the role to shoot. I think it's a case of like, the title of Black Panther is something.
Okay. The title that's flexible, but actual
T'Challa? No, that's not.
No.
That's off the table now. For me personally, and I wouldn't watch another one because it's just a disrespect.
Fair enough. But I'm just obviously I don't want to be devil's advocate, be a prick, but
no, absolutely not.
A lot of people said that with Heath Ledger and the Joker as well.
But Heath Ledger's Joker is in its own set film and set universe, isn't it? It's not like it's not part of like the DCEU. Do you get what I mean? So having, so I get the point. Okay, Heath Ledger played an amazing Joker and then he died, but the Joker that he played doesn't exist in the new set of films that we have. They're brand new films, so there's no point having that. The comparison doesn't make sense to me personally.
No, that's fair.
If it was a case of like, we had Joker in Batman vs Superman and Heath Ledger did his Joker there and then he died. Even then, I would still say Joker can be recast. Only because I don't think the character of the Joker is as
it didn't have that cultural impact.
It doesn't have that cultural impact. It really doesn't. It's sorry to say, it's just another character. Like God forbid, say for example, Henry Cavill, God forbid, not wishing upon anyone, but he can't play Superman anymore, yeah? For some reason, whatever the reason is. And they have to recast. They can recast it because Superman isn't a character that has that cultural significance. He doesn't have that kind of weight. Do you get what I mean? Mm-hmm. For me, that's just how I'm seeing it personally.
Yeah, and 100%. Like the way Black Panther, the way it's happened, the way it's come about, the character in itself with the actor who plays him, Chadwick was tied to Black Panther in a sense. People were very invested in Chadwick just as much as they were Black Panther.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I can agree with that.
I could watch another actor play, say, for example, Batman. You know what I mean? But Black Panther, I wouldn't be interested.
Yeah, you've seen other characters play Batman, isn't it? So
yeah. And
same with the Joker as well. Same with the Joker. We've seen other characters play the Joker before Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger's not the first person.
Black Panther, Chadwick was the first.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, I hear it, man. I hear it. But now, what do you think of the future of the MCU without obviously T'Challa as the Black Panther in there?
I think. Go on, Ryan.
I don't think like for the wider MCU, I don't think it will affect it that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I still think the MCU is so big. It's such a big universe, and like it's only getting bigger at the moment in terms of like new characters and that. So I mean, obviously, it's a big shame because Black Panther as well is obviously one of their biggest characters. But I don't think it will affect them that much in terms of the MCU. They can still do whatever they want to do, kind of thing. I don't think it will affect any of their plans for like the phases or anything.
Yeah.
Maybe just like the Black Panther movies itself. Yeah. Maybe obviously it'll affect them. But outside of that, I don't think so that much.
Yeah, so I think they can always move forward with, you know, Shuri taking on the mantle and you know, being Queen of Wakanda, and have essentially fill in the blank for where T'Challa would have been, or just rewrite things to, you know, make it work, I guess. But
I think therefore for Black Panther 2, I think obviously going back to your point, they can make a movie about obviously the war of succession, because we've seen in modern history in different shows where succession is a big thing, and even like same Game of Thrones where who actually deserves the crown. Yeah. Obviously people like Shuri can be like, obviously I deserve the crown as my brother, but like, you didn't fight anyone for it, you didn't take it the right way, and obviously different tribes like, no, we want the crown. Yeah. Kingdoms have broken down through means of that nature as well. Brothers and sisters have fought each other for succession of crown. So something like that would be very cool.
It'd be definitely interesting to watch.
It even goes to, I don't want to bring up Hunter x Hunter, but obviously it's never going to end, but we're never going to finish. But like in the latest arc, is the succession arc anyway, where they're all on a massive boat where there's one nation where there's like 23 kids. They all have to have like a Nen war to be the king or queen. So stuff like that. Stuff like that is not nothing new. It's not nothing new, you know.
Yeah, it'll be a good story. Yeah, it'll be a good story to tell. It'll be very interesting to see. They just have to do it right. As long as they do it right, I'm okay with it. Definitely okay with it. Ooh, get the message. Oh, good. All right. Yeah, I think that's it for this episode. Any other points anyone wants to make?
I'll just say, you know, I'll let you shout the sponsors, but I'll just say, yeah, I'll let you do that.
But yeah,
I'll just say, you know, and again, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Obviously, sending our thoughts and prayers and love to everyone that's been affected by the news. And just, yeah, man.
There is one thing I want to say. So when Chadwick gave a speech, I can't remember what award show it was, but he gave a speech about the cast that he was working with on Black Panther and the impact that obviously that the film had, and he said something about how amazing it was to be young, gifted, and black, and how the film wouldn't be possible without the cast that he had with him. And I think that's something I really want to take away from Chadwick's legacy, that we as young, gifted black people have to do everything we can to leave something behind when our time comes, like do everything we can to leave a legacy that we can be proud of. And that's just something I think I'm proud to say that I will make sure I do, and make sure that we do with the Nerd Council.
But yeah, and it's a very powerful saying, to be young, gifted, and black. Mate,
it's been resonating with me ever since
you said that. Yeah,
you said it. Like,
even a quick segue. Remember that the way they did the thing where Black Panther, obviously Chadwick, he's behind the scenes, behind the covers, isn't it? And obviously there's black people saying like what the movie meant for them, like young and old, isn't it?
Yeah.
It comes up, you just see the warmth and the joy it brought to seeing him. You know, people seeing him face to face. Just that's powerful, man. But obviously this episode will be out when it's out.
When it's out. So once again, as always, thank you to ELGATO for supporting us and for helping us produce this episode. Don't forget to, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you are listening to this on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, don't forget to leave a review or comment in the comment section. If you're listening to SoundCloud, give us a like. Definitely chat with us on Twitter, your thoughts on this episode. Let us know what you think about the legacy of Black Panther, what you think about Chadwick. We'll definitely try and spur a conversation around that when we drop the episode and when it does drop. As always, yep, that too. Find us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. And yeah, we still got some stuff cooking up in the background. And I know we say this every episode, but we've always got stuff cooking. We've got stuff cooking. Always cooking. We're always plotting and planning. But yeah, we should hopefully have some announcements for you guys soon.
Shout out Noble Chairs as well and Razor.
Oh yeah. Thank you for Noble Chairs for my running chair. And our
You
brother
got one
chairs.
set up. I don't
Yeah.
have mine set up yet because I ain't going to quit.
I'm close. My setup will be there soon.
Yeah. Ryan's gonna start streaming soon, guys. So you'll see Ryan on Twitch as well. Losing that.
Apex. Listen, Apex streaming is going to be the main game that I will stream will be Apex.
Perfect.
So if anyone wants to play Apex with me, I need a third. So people shout me if you play Apex on Xbox.
It's an Xbox thing. Okay, fine, fair. Yeah.
Well, they're going to do
cross-platform.
They're going to do cross-platform soon. So I've got a few things in mind actually already for when I do start streaming.
Lovely stuff.
Perfect. All right, guys.
Have
Over
a
now.
good one.
Peace out.
Peace.
Are you a content creator looking for some new kit? Well, ELGATO has a quality range of products just for you. That's right, ELGATO isn't just for gaming content. From the chroma key green screen, the key light which provides studio quality lighting, and of course the new Waveron microphone providing outstanding quality audio, ELGATO is there to meet all your content creation needs. Visit elgato.com and check out the full range of products for more information. And a big shout out to ELGATO for supporting us.